Welcome to day 10 of the 10-day challenge. Who would have thought it, how time flies. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. This final day is going to be a restorative session because I think that's a perfect way to end. So we're going to take ourselves onto our mat in a standing position to begin with. We're just going to really embrace that standing position to start with. Grounded through the feet, we lift up through the toes, nice and open through the toes. And we relax down, grounded through the base of the big toe, base of the little toe and the heel, all about drawing our awareness to the underside of the feet and just being aware if there's any tension there, any imbalance through there, because it really starts from the ground upwards. That determines how we move, it determines our posture. So let's just take a moment to focus on balance between the left and the right foot. Okay, a slight bend through the knees, lift and lengthen through the spine and pelvis, open through the chest, and we just let go of any gripping through the tummy, through the upper body, or through the glutes. We take 4 of our biggest, fullest breaths in, and as we breathe in, I want you to think about the breath entering the body and making its way right down to the pelvis. So we're filling the body with air, we're expanding out through the rib cage, and as we breathe out, we're grounded through the feet. We feel strong in our posture. So 4 of those biggest, fullest breaths. And if you find that, the whole kind of focusing on the breath really feels quite uncomfortable for you, be open-minded about it, because it's, the breath is such a powerful tool. It helps us reduce stress, it helps us calm the nervous system, it helps us engage our core. So it's really important we make friends with it, we embrace it, we take a moment to give it some TLC and take the time to really focus on it. Okay, so from here, we're just going to create those shoulder rolls to begin with. Just the perfect way to start a session. Just creating release through the body. Amazing. Okay, we're going to do 1 more of those. And then we're just going to take our hands, in fact, we're going to take our feet nice and wider than, a little bit wider than shoulder width, hip width. It's whatever feels good for you. Okay, we're going to reach the fingertips up to the sides. We're going to lengthen. We're going to circle through the wrists. Create that lovely length through the neck as well, and just take a moment to think about the position of the shoulders. We're going to push palms facing forward. We're going to push the hands back, open through the chest, and just being aware that we've got a nice connection between the rib cage and the pelvis, so we're not flaring out. Okay, so we just push those hands back. Hands to the sky now. We create lots of lovely length. We're trying not to hitch up with the shoulders, but we want to really feel some nice length through there. Circle through those wrists. You can't see what mine are doing, but I'm creating some nice circles through there, nice mobility through the wrist. Amazing. We draw the arms down. We're going to hinge through the hips. Okay, so I'm going to show you the side view just for the first repetition. We're going to hinge through the hips. We draw it back up, and then with the next hip hinge, okay, we're going to just take those hands to the floor. If you find that you can't get here in a comfortable position, okay, you can place something in front of you, which means you are supported through the spine. Okay, you can find a coffee table, anything that you can just support yourself with. If not, we take it down. We're trying to increase that range of movement. We hold this position for a moment. Okay, and we're going to just walk those fingertips over to one side. Just get this nice opening through the side of the body, a nice release through the inner thigh. Okay, we walk them back to center, and we take it over to the other side.
Okay, we hold this position, we breathe out big full breaths. Again, you know, we get this lovely opening through the side of the body, this release through the inner thigh. We walk it back. From here, okay, I'm on my fingertips and I'm just walking my feet back in to the center, okay? And then I'm just gonna take the hands around the back of my calves, the back of the legs, and just hug myself into that forward fold position. From here, I'm gonna take a big full breath in. As I breathe out, I'm gonna roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time, and just create that nice tall standing position. I'm going to walk the feet out. Okay, so slightly wider than shoulder width, so just find what works for you. Strong position to start with. We take those hands out to the side, circle through the wrists. You know, it's really important. We never underestimate the power of these restorative sessions. They are so important. They help our bodies function really, really well. Okay, we push, so palms facing forward, we push those, the backs of the hands back so that we're opening through the chest and we're getting a lovely engagement through the shoulders. And just take a moment to think about the position of the shoulders. Do they feel balanced or is there a slight imbalance through there? And we just do our very best to breathe into this and just settle ourselves into a good position. Okay, we take the hands to the sky now. We're going to circle through the wrists. We're going to create length through the body. Circle through those wrists. Amazing. Okay, and we draw the arms down. We hinge through the hips. If you want to use your fingertips to find that hinge, then amazing. We hinge through there. We draw it back up to standing. Okay, with the next hinge, we take the fingertips to the ground. So we hinge. Okay, we lower it to the ground. So we are going to get a little bit of a curve through here. If you're not comfortable with that, like I said, get something to draw you to a position where you're able to maintain that flat back and you can support the back. Okay, so from here, we're going to walk the fingertips to one side, open through the side of the body, creates relief through the inner thigh. We walk the fingertips back and we take it over onto the other side. Lengthen through the side of the body, you know, create this release through the inner thigh. All the time we really focus on being grounded through the feet. We get that gentle arch through the feet so we're not dropping in. Okay, we walk the hands back to center. We're going to walk the feet in. Okay, we're going to just take hold of those calves, the back of the lower leg, create that forward fold position, and then we're going to restack the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Incredible. Okay, so from here, we're going to take it down onto the mat. We're going to take it down through a roll down. Just going to shift my camera down a little bit so you get to see everything. Okay, amazing. I'm going to chop my head off for a moment, momentarily. Okay, we roll down through that forward roll, okay, into that forward fold position. Okay, we're just going to take it, if we can, into a deep squat. And we're just going to roll those knees down. Okay, tops of the feet down. Okay, and we just take ourselves into that position. If you need to lift out of that position, so, you know, we just take a moment here and there, you can. Okay, if we need to lift and lower, that's okay. Yeah, we can, we just hold this position here. Okay, and then we just take ourselves into that 4-point kneeling position. We're going to take it into the cat-cow. Nice and wide through the fingers, grounded through the hands. We're going to lift the belly button to the sky, bridging through the shoulders, and then we're going to lower the belly button down and lift it open through the chest. Amazing. And we take it up. We lift the belly button to the sky. We lower the belly button down to the mat. We open through the chest. We're going to do once more, one more. Amazing. We settle back to neutral. I'm going to bring one foot forward. Okay, so with this, don't worry if the foot is further back. Okay, if it's not comfortable at all, just take it back into that 4-point kneeling position and continue with the cat-cow. From here, we're going to draw the belly button to the sky. And then we're going to lower the belly button down and open through the chest. Let me just shift that round to give you all a better view. Okay, so we lift the belly button to the sky. We lower the belly button down and we open through the chest. We're going to do one more. Take it down. And then we're just going to take the hand closest to that front foot and we're going to lift it to the sky. We're going to hold that position just for a moment. Grounded through the supporting hand. We place the hand down, we draw the foot back, and we draw it over to the other side. Okay, so we just find our nice settled centered position. We draw into that cat-cow. So belly button to the sky. We lower the belly button down, we lift and open through the chest. We go again, we draw it all the way up to the sky. We draw it down and we lift and open through the chest. I'm going to do one more. Lift it all the way up. We lower it down. And then the hand that's closest to that front foot, we take it to the sky and we hold that position. Strong, engaged through the body. We breathe. Amazing, and we draw it down. And we're just going to sit ourselves into that child's pose position. We're going to create our deepest breath in and our complete breath out. We're going to breathe in for the count of 4. We're going to breathe out for the count of 4. So we connect to our breath. We let go of any excessive tension that we're holding on to through the body or the mind. We just take a moment to try and disconnect from our thoughts, that inner chatter that constantly goes on in our mind. Just going to quieten that down for a moment and focus on the breath. So we count to 6 on the breath in now, and we count to 6 on the breath out. Our deepest breath out, our breath in, and our grounding breath out. Amazing. I'm going to roll up from this position. We're going to take it seated. Okay, we're just going to cross those legs for a moment. Okay, nice and tall through the spine. I'm just going to create a nice release through the neck. So chin down to the chest, we roll the ear to the shoulder. And back down to center, over to the other side. If that feels really nice and you know that the neck's pretty strong and healthy, we create this big full circle. We don't force the movement, okay? We change direction. If you know your neck's a little bit tweaky, it's a bit sensitive, you be a little bit more wary of this whole circular movement and maybe just stick to that semicircle or gently ask the body to go into it, okay? One more, big full circle if we're doing that. Continue with the semicircles if that's the case.
and then we draw it back to center. We're going to place one hand down the back, we're going to place the other hand on the elbow. We're just going to ask the body to open through the chest, the mid-back, okay? If you find you're a little bit forward with this one, you know, it can be down to that mid-back stiffness. If that's the case, we're just going to put the fingertips down behind us and we're going to imagine we're lifting the chest to the sky. Okay. We're going to change to the other side, so hand down the back, hold on to that elbow. Amazing. And breathe. We're going to take the legs out in front of us, hands down behind us, and we're just going to open through the front of the body. Heart to the sky, grounded through the legs and the seat bones. So let go of any excess tension. Okay, but we want to create that length through the spine, that opening through the chest. And with this, we get a nice release from the fingertips right up the arm, across the chest, down through the other arm to the opposite fingertips. I just want you to kind of visualize that, feel that gentle release and stretch. Okay, amazing. We take it onto the mat now. Okay, we're going to roll down and we just hug the knees to our chest. Give them a little wiggle, massage that lower back into the mat, and just use the breath, especially that breath out, to let go of any tension we may be holding on to through the lower back. Just focus on the lower back for a moment. Do you feel any areas of tension, you know, stiffness, or, you know, do you feel pretty good through there? Breathe. Let go of anything we don't need to hold on to. Okay. And then from here, we're just going to place both feet down. We're going to take the arms out to the side, and we're just going to lower the knees over to one side, look across to the opposite shoulder. Okay, and we draw it back to center. We take it over to the other side. So this is not about stability, it's not about testing our core, it's not about challenging the body. It's about mobility through the spine and rotation. Okay, grounded to the shoulders, look across to the opposite side. And as I said before, never underestimate the power of a restorative session. Okay, if you feel like you've got 1,000,001 things running through your head, or you feel like you need something faster paced, this is especially important for you. Okay, just take the next 5 minutes to forget about that, okay? Just slow it down. It isn't good for our bodies and our minds to run at 100 miles an hour constantly. Okay, so we lengthen through the body, take the arms overhead, straighten the legs, and just create this lovely length through the body. And we breathe. Okay, take yourself into a nice comfortable position, wherever that may be, on your back, on your side, on your front, legs straight, knees bent. You can take these next few minutes, you can stretch, you can move, okay? The idea is, I want you to try and just switch off. We're going to just do a really short relaxation, but hopefully it will be really beneficial for you, okay? So as I said, never underestimate the power of the restorative slower sessions. Yeah, you know, especially if you run at 100 miles an hour through your mind or through your body or through both. Okay, this is a time, this is the next few minutes where we're just going to draw our awareness to our breath, and we're just going to try and, you know, move away from the inner chatter of the mind, the thoughts, the to-do lists, the distractions. We're going to draw ourselves into our breath. And quite a nice technique to do that is a count. So we're going to add a count to the breath. Okay, we're going to count to 4 on our breath in. We're going to pause for the count of 4. And we're going to breathe out for the count of 6. So we breathe in for the count of 4. We breathe out, we pause for the count of 4. And we breathe out for the count of 6. And as we breathe out, we just allow the body to melt down to the mat. We let go of any extra tension we're holding on to. We quieten the mind. And if it starts to wander, that's okay. We acknowledge the thought, the distraction, the inner chatter, and we bring ourselves back to the breath. It takes practice. It takes repetition and consistency, but it's so good for us. We breathe in for the count of 4. We pause for the count of 4. And we breathe out for the count of 6. Okay, we'll bring ourselves back to our natural breath now. And we're going to get the fingertips wiggle, the toes a little wiggle, and we're just going to take a moment to move in a way so that's most beneficial for us. This is the way I generally tend to end most of my sessions. And I haven't done it with the 10-day challenge because I wanted it to be fresh and short and sharp. So, you know, it's just those short sessions you can all utilise. But the day 10, I think, is deserving of it. So, yeah, just move, just think about what would benefit you now. It can be staying perfectly still, it can be keeping the focus on the count of the breath, or it can be drawing the knees to the chest, circling through the wrists and ankles, whatever you feel would be best for you. And then when you're ready, we bring it seated, and that's the end of the 10-day challenge. So I really hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed delivering it. I've enjoyed recording the videos. It's a shame not to see everybody live, but you know, it's a really great tool to utilize if you're needing just a short, sharp session just to create some balance through the body, reduce stress, you know, help increase mobility, help engage your core. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon.